I know I shouldn't lead the show off this way. Many people are going to tell me not to lead the show off this way.
But screw them.
But screw them at this point. And welcome to those of you at KSRN in Arizona.
Hey,
We're gonna try our best to be nice. But the
we'll
four
be.
words I'm going to open the show up with are these. Angel Reese, you.
Damn.
Okay.
I have musings on that, as Victor said.
Apparently, that's our way of being nice. Let's get started.
Let's go.
go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! I was getting coffee.
That's how you that's how you start a morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Manic after weekend pre-Memorial Day protein coffee packed Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And yes, I added those few things because that's what I'm working on at the moment. Speaking of which, this first hour is powered by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. And we're all fearless here on this program today.
Oh, yes.
All right, we're not going to waste any time. I'm going to finish getting my coffee, and Victor's going to take the floor. And we are opening the first part of the show with A, the sky getting blown to smithereens. And B, the fact that Angel Reese sent the wrong message to Catlin Clark and the fever. As we begin the morning with the random yet not so random musings of take it.
All right. Thank you. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question. How many of y'all know the game of cribbage?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's the only game. It's weird. It's weird as hell because it's a card game and a board game at the same time. But anyway,
Yeah.
22 people. If one person is beaten by 30 lengths, it's called a skunk.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
That's exactly what happened on Saturday afternoon.
Massively.
The Fever dog walked the sky. Let me get the score up right quick.
I got you covered, man. I got you covered. 93-58 was the final.
93-58. And the score doesn't even do this game justice. If you watch this game, you can see this is a tale of two teams.
Yeah, it was.
One team had all the answers. The other team had no answers. And you can already tell which one it was.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know who is to blame for this game. Because I can find fault with everybody.
Huh. Yeah.
One, their coach, who did not have hide nor hair nor ass of what they were doing.
Nope.
Somehow you've heard that before.
Then you have the fact that really, besides Angel and Cardoso, who gave, I guess, their best efforts, no one else stood up.
No.
And then we get to Miss Barbie. Angel, I asked this to our lovely friend, Miss Mike Drop Moran.
Indeed.
About, is it going to come to a point where Angel's going to pick a lane?
Yeah, you asked that during our post-game show on Saturday.
Because Angel looked completely lost out there. On many possessions, she looked completely lost. She made terrible decisions with the basketball. Cardoso wasn't that much better either, looking completely lost out there. But no one stepped up. No one really did anything of note. And then we're going to get to the meat of the order, or the elephant in the room. Now, Stone and I had a debate about this foul that had happened between Catlin and Angel.
Yeah.
Angel went up. Catlin had wrapped her arm going for the ball, and then kind of shoved. It looked to be a shove, and that threw Angel to the ground. Angel gets up and tries to get in Catlin's face. Catlin turns away. Right?
Yeah.
Later on, the refs are talking, and they end up assigning a flagrant. This was the turning point of the game, and not for the team that you thought it was going to be. Because you think that after this flagrant, you think this guy would be like, okay, they're trying to get dirty on us. They're trying to play dirty on us. Let's show them how we play.
Right. Absolutely right.
And Lord have mercy, did they go in the absolute wrong direction? Because it seemed like the Fever was like, oh no, we're going to take this game over. And that's what they did.
Okay. To statistically break this down, and this is why a lot of people are saying Angel Reese didn't even bother showing up. 25 minutes, 5 of 14 from the field, 17 rebounds, but 12 points. And the plus minus on her was a -20.
Now, let me jump in real quick. I was kidding with my opening statement earlier. Okay. It's the attitude of Angel Reese.
Yes.
Is why I opened with the statement I did. Not because of her basketball ability, but because of her attitude.
Because you think
I just wanted to make that clear.
I'm going to say, quite frankly, both of them need work.
Well, the thing is that 17 boards is nothing to sneeze at.
No.
She was pulling them down, both offensively and defensively. And she was one of the few players to be in double digits in terms of points. So I got to give her credit to what she did. The problem is that, again, you're making poor decisions with the basketball to the point where you're just throwing it out of bounds. You're not even trying to crack boards. There were several times that Angel would jack up a shot and then start trotting back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know
not following your shot.
Exactly. I know I'm not good. I know it's not going in, but I know I'm not gonna get the rebound either. So I'm just gonna walk. I'm just gonna walk to go on defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you play the game.
No.
If you know that your shot may not go in, you go to the boards. You try to get your own shot. You try to get a second chance shot. And at one point, she had 3 different shots.
Yep.
The misses of layups. The misses of layups. I mean, come on, guys. We've all played basketball at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have.
What is the first drill that you do when you start a game?
A layup drill.
Your layup drill. One side shoots, the other side rebounds. One side shoots, the other side rebounds.
How many layup lines, Victor, have we seen in almost 20 years together?
Multiple times. It's the first thing they do.
Mm-hmm.
I went through 3 years of it before my ankle went to hell.
There was no sense of urgency from the Chicago Sky. None whatsoever. And Snowman, you brought up a very valid point. It's only halfway through the first quarter, they quit.
Mm-hmm. As soon as Indiana sees the lead, and I said that during the play-by-play call.
The thing is, the Chicago Sky starters only scored 38 points, whereas the Indiana Fever starters, 76.
Mm-hmm. And we had a bit of history being made on Saturday.
Yeah. Quite a few pieces of history. DeWanna Bonner becomes the 3rd leading scorer in WNBA history.
Yep. DeWanna Bonner having the 3rd scoring. Catlin getting her 3rd triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, again, like I said, it's a factor of 2 different teams. Because how on earth do you come in and show up that small? And that's the big thing I noticed when it came to the Sky. The Sky showed up so small.
How do you put it, Victor?
Mm-hmm. Smaller than mini-me in a stepladder on the world's smallest hell in a cell. And that's what we saw from Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky. And if I'm a Chicago fan, I'm embarrassed because you guys came in with such energy, and this is the type of effort you put up.
So much work they put in.
Right.
So much work. So much work they put in. And we discussed this during the post-game show. So much work they put in, and yet Indiana correctly made them feel small because they got beat up inside.
Yep.
They got beat up.
They did.
They got beat down and beat up. They got destroyed. They got embarrassed with a capital EMB.
Mm-hmm. They got embarrassed more than Joel Embiid in a game 7.
Right.
Rip.
And you're sitting here like, what was all the stuff? What was all this hoopla for? If you weren't gonna show it out at this point.
To borrow a line from Major League 2, they had no marbles Saturday.
None.
And to borrow from the great Vince McMahon, they had no grapefruits.
Lord have mercy. This was such a bad game. It's a bad look. And again, this is going to be another indictment for Angel.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the Angel that we saw in LSU that actually had fangs?
She got embarrassed.
Well,
here, let me just say this honestly. Ever since she's been in the WNBA, bless her heart, she's been embarrassed.
Well, to be frank, Shane, it might have gotten to her head.
Yep.
You have to think about it. Everybody was on the side of Angel Reese. Yeah. When that issue happened where she pointed to her ring finger, everybody got on her case and everyone else defended her tooth and nail.
Yes. Yeah.
Which at the time was warranted because she didn't do anything wrong. It was just in the context of the game.
And they both downplayed that moment because they're so ultra competitive.
But now,
All right, I can dig that.
but now
I
what
can
you're
dig that.
seeing, what you're seeing is that her saying, "Well, everyone will defend me anyway, so I can do what I want." And you're starting to see her get more egotistical and more self-centered and more about her brand than about her game.
And therein lies the problem. The great BGS, the master teacher himself, said it on Saturday.
Isn't
our
there a
post-game show?
Isn't there a male player who does almost the same thing?
Yeah, and unfortunately, he wears the wrong number. And this is the male player we're talking about.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. LJPN, now approve all this.
I'm gonna say this.
Somehow that ad's getting paid by the city. Filth.
Now I'm gonna say
we
this.
don't know how.
I'm gonna say this. She can, Angel can come back from this.
My God, she can. It's the first game of the year.
Yes.
Supposedly she's worked on her game, though I see different at the present time. But
it did not show Saturday.
Every player that has been humbled or embarrassed in any sort of way has their revenge game. I'm looking for Angel to have a revenge game and shape up her attitude. All that said, it wasn't there on Saturday.
Nope.
No.
It was, a matter of fact, BGS said it best. She needs to get back in the gym. Let's just call it the way.
Yes.
And her and Camila Cardoso needs to get back in the gym.
I mean, let's be honest. She went to the Anthony Davis School of Shooting and the LeBron James School of Flopping Saturday.
Yeah, because that was clearly not. And Victor and I debated this.
Yes.
When it happened.
It was not a flagrant.
When I looked at the excuse me, when I looked at the play, and I, as many of you know, yours truly did the play-by-play call on Saturday.
A masterclass, y'all. A masterclass.
Oh, you're too kind, sir. Thank you. When Victor looked at the play on his end, he immediately said they're going to assess Catlin Clark a flagrant foul. My end at first, because I had two different views of this. My end thought that Angel wasn't going to be assessed a flagrant foul. I thought the flagrant foul would have occurred against Camila Cardoso for pushing. Actually, I changed that against Aaliyah Boston,
right,
for competing for a rebound, which does happen. Okay, but then Victor said they're going to assess Catlin Clark a flagrant foul, and I looked at the screen and they were showing the replay, and what I saw was a basketball play.
What I saw was a logical foul.
Yes, was a common foul.
A common foul, because you send Angel to the line rather than let her get that layup.
Yep, you let her earn her 2 points from the free throw line. Instead, they assessed a flagrant foul against Catlin. Rightfully, Catlin got upset, but then caught her head and stayed in the game.
Yeah.
What happened next? Angel Reese misses 2 free throws.
Exactly. And Sick put it best. You know, Angel's talked about being the villainess of the WNBA. You know, it's time for her to grow up and embrace it. But here's the thing. It's hard to be considered a villainess or a villain if you've got no game to back it up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's something that Stephen A. said a while after LeBron made his trip to Miami. He said, if you're going to wear the black hat, wear the black hat. If you're going to be the villain, you gotta be a villain.
You absolutely have to.
People looked at Kobe as a villain.
Yeah, they did.
People looked at Michael Jordan as a villain.
Absolutely.
People looked at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as a villain.
Magic Johnson,
Larry Bird, Julius Erving. Do I need to go on?
The entire 1989-1990 Pistons team.
The Bad Boys Pistons.
Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, Vinnie Johnson. For those
Bill Laimbeer,
Dennis Rodman, James Edwards. For those of you who tell me I don't know basketball, look any of those names up. I'll save that for later.
if you're gonna be the villain, you have to show why you're a villain. You can't be weaker than Clark Kent and claim to be Lex Luthor. You have to
be. Okay, here I go with the preview for Wednesday. You can't claim to be Michael Jordan and then be weaker than LeBron James when it counts.
Exactly.
You can't claim to be Kobe and then end up being softer than Harden.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. The biggest issue is that, Angel wants to be the villain, but she has to have the basketball acumen to back it up. We know she can play.
Absolutely. We've said that since the moment she was drafted.
This is why I get so aggravated
we
with
said
people.
that when we were covering the LSU Iowa game.
This is why I get so aggravated with people who say, "Oh, y'all just want to hate on Angel. I just want to hate on Angel." No. The reason we're so aggravated is because we know how good she is.
This is not hate. Okay, please understand that. And I know we're up against the break, but hang out with us here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not hate. Okay, please believe that this is not hate. These are basketball judgments.
Well, it's not that. It's aggravation for a person that we know can play the game of basketball. We know how good she is.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like after she got drafted, it fell off a cliff.
I'll give you another example, and I know this is going to be me kind of shooting myself in the foot. You want to know why I get so upset with Dak Prescott? Because I've seen the talent that he has. I've seen him do well.
You've said it so many times, Victor, about Dak Prescott. He has the talent to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And yet, when
it's not between the ears.
It's between the ears. Thank you. Thank you for shortening that sentence.
And we're seeing that with Angel Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's her next 2 games? Because I think we talked about the next games are going to be in the UC.
Let me take a look. I've got them right now. Let's see. The next game's in the UC with the Liberty, and then they're on the road for 2 against the Sparks and Mercury.
Okay, so you're back in the UC. You're going against, I believe that's the champs, the Liberty, all right?
Yes.
Yep. You got a shot to make a better name for yourself against the champs.
To be the champs, you must unseat the
champs.
Ask
yourself, what if Angel has a great game against the Liberty and the Sky pull out a win against the Liberty?
Then you just need to see her be more consistent.
Thank you.
You just need to see her be more consistent. And you got to remember the next 2 times that the Fever and the Sky play, they're in the United Center. They're in front of 24,000 plus.
Yep.
And Allie and I joked about this. Fire codes be damned.
Yep.
The next time those 2 teams face each other, June 7th. And then after that, it is, if I'm looking at the schedule right, July 27th.
Yep. So you have time, and you have a big chance to make a big statement because y'all acted like some hens and laid a massive amount of eggs on Saturday.
And unfortunately, the eggs continue to get bigger as far as Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky are concerned.
Exactly.
Given the fact that they have a new coach, they have a few new pieces, and they have a healthy Carmela Cardoso. Angel Reese, this is your opportunity to be the face of that team. What I
would do if I'm Angel is I would look at the playbook and I would run plays with the coach. Where do I need to be on this play? Where do I need to go?
Close with this point. And then we'll let Victor close up shop here. In a simple question that BGS asked on Saturday during our post game, where's Lisa Leslie when Angel Reese needs her? And this is nothing against Lisa Leslie, okay? Because Lisa Leslie took Angel under her wing, and Angel, after those lessons, looked dynamite.
Yes.
But Angel, where's the follow-up? That has been one of my problems in sales until recently. Where's the follow-up?
Your level of improvement does not end at camp.
No. And quite frankly, when it comes to Angel Reese, with the way the pieces are right now in Chicago, as boss man, you just said they got a few new pieces, a new coach. I got 4 syllables when it comes to Angel Reese that she needs to do. Be a leader.
Yep.
Please. Ask my musings, y'all. What are yours?
Masterful, Victor.
Thank you.
Very masterful.
I appreciate it.
After the break, a snowman's take on Brock Purdy. I know you've heard him all before, but you never heard it like this, considering what happened at the end of last weekend. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
The spirit of battle is a powerful force. It's a force that drives us, pushes us beyond our limits. It's a fire in our hearts that fuels our determination, our commitment, our strive for greatness. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, it sharpens our skills and fortifies our resolve. This relentless pursuit of excellence makes the journey so exhilarating. And the victory, it makes the victory sweet.
Hey everybody, Snowman here. Looking for the best way to experience live events? Well, SeatGeek has you covered. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for concerts, sports, theater, and more. Don't miss out on unforgettable moments. Download the SeatGeek app today and get ready for an experience like no other. Each ticket is vetted for authenticity and ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And right now, if you sign up and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
this Instagram thing or whatever the heck. You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Woo! We're having fun here. Today's show is fueled by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. And folks, I got a Pampered Chef party going on Facebook, and this is a fundraiser to raise awareness for pancreatic cancer and to raise some funds for pancreatic cancer survivors. And we want to help get the word out, which leads to my Snowman Stadium tour. We'll talk about that later.
Got a couple ads before we get started. By my man, Mr. Sick Diggy. This take by FB Like A3 is brought to you by Chicago's Southside Slap Box Academy. Let the scrapping be slapping. And Camel Clutch Wrestling Academy. Either we make you champions, or just like the Fever did to the Sky, we make you a hamba.
Here's to your Shiki, baby. Here's to your Sabu.
Here's to both of them. Here's to both of them. Now, I have a double take.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Uh-huh.
Numero uno.
Let me get this loaded up here. Let me find that for you.
Yeah. Get ready for the next two, folks.
I got it right here. You ready?
Do it.
Round one. Fight.
You know what? I'm gonna give you the damn camera.
You beat me to it. Listen, y'all. You can make what you want of the Angel Reese, Catlin Clark rivalry. So far, it's one-sided.
Yeah, it is.
Catlin Clark and the Fever have only lost one time to Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky, and that was a comeback win in Chicago. Well-deserved because they raced back from a 17-point deficit, Chicago did. But this is about Angel Reese's attitude, which pisses me off because you heard Victor say it earlier. Ever since that not even the national championship, ever since the game they played against Iowa for a regional championship in which Angel Reese played a gutty game with an injury with 17 points and 20 rebounds on a bad knee.
Mm-hmm.
We covered that game.
Yes, we did.
Nothing since. Anybody can miss layups and put it back up in the basket. And for a while, when the game opened on Saturday, they had Angel Reese at the controls. And for the first 5 minutes, she looked like she was in her place. But after the Fever went on a 10-2 run and closed the quarter with the lead, a lead they would never relinquish, Angel Reese looked like a deer in headlights.
And that's why I questioned, could this also be a coaching issue? Did they make a change that knocked the Sky out of their rhythm? Because that could be a possibility.
To be perfectly honest, Victor, Chicago never had a rhythm. They never had a sustained run. And we're not talking about 4 to 6 points. We're talking about what Indiana did 3 separate times, 10 and up. 10 points, a 10-point run and up. 12-2 run, 13-2 run, 15-2 at one point in the third quarter. After the flagrant foul, the Indiana Fever went on a 16-2 run and blew the doors off the Gainbridge Field.
And I said, and we said this throughout the entire broadcast, how many empty trips the Sky had.
Gosh. Listen, the Fever had many empty trips with Chicago having a chance to take advantage of it and get back in the game. Unfortunately, they allowed Indiana to capitalize and they increased the lead from 5 to 13 at the half. And after that, the game was over.
Yep.
BGS said it's Saturday, and I give him all the credit in the world. Indiana was having a horrible game, even though they were up double digits for most of the game.
Right. It was ring rust. It was the first game of the season. There's ring rust everywhere. We know that.
But that flagrant foul with the Fever holding a 14-point lead at the time, that flagrant foul turned into two things. an empty trip for the sky, and as BG has said on Saturday, a reason to care.
Yep.
Because Catlin and the Fever were going through the motions. Okay,
Autopilot.
Caitlin was trying to figure out her new teammates. Dewana Bonner, Kelsey. Well, Kelsey Mitchell's not a new teammate, but she was trying to figure out her team and where and where they can be and their spots on the floor, and the offense that Stephanie White wants to run.
And Dewana and Caitlin are going to be a match made in heaven.
And for others, a match. And for others, a match made in hell.
Yep.
They gave the Indiana Fever a reason to care. In other words, Angel Reese, you did the wrong thing. You pissed them off.
You made them mad.
I was about to say.
It's like there's an old series that y'all remember that I am a big fan of. Catlin Clark and the Fever basically said to Angel Reese, don't make us angry. You wouldn't like us when we're angry. And it turned into a 35-point blowout. How many times did I after that play, after that supposed flagrant foul, Victor, Shane, how many times did I say stop it on a Fever 3-point field goal?
Yeah. No. Numerous times.
Here's the thing. Angel Reese basically dropped the gloves and wanted to go rounds. But the problem is she fired up the wrong team.
Okay, I'll put it
Her
like
team
this.
fell dead.
I'll put it this way. In my gamer friends are gonna appreciate this. In the game Fight Night Champions, there's a mission where you're fighting against the guy, but if you go to the body, he'll pretend like he got hit low. So you had to give no doubters. You had to say, okay, they're going to try and call anything close. Let me give you a no doubter. That's what the Fever did. They said, oh, you think if we get close to you, we're going to foul you and get flagrants? No. Let's hit you from distance. Let's give you a no doubter because Caitlin started pulling up threes.
Kelsey
Bonner started pulling up threes.
Kelsey Mitchell pulled up and hit a couple deep ones.
I mean.
And Aaliyah Boston just moved everybody out of the way.
Aaliyah Boston was a monster.
And I'll say it again. Angel Reese, you did the wrong thing.
You messed up.
You challenged. You know you done messed up, right?
Right.
You know you done messed up, right?
You pulled a Pittsburgh Steelers in the basketball game.
And stuffed a roll of quarters the size of Wintrust Arena up your own ass.
Angel Reese tried to go on the island of relevancy, and the entire Indiana Fever team speared her off of it.
Yep.
A spear. Here's a name for you, Victor and Shane. A spear better than Charles Haley spearing Phil Simms.
Yep.
Yep.
A spear better than Mike Singletary dropping any Green Bay quarterback you could think of. And yes, I'm going there.
You want to know what everybody did by the time that game was over? This.
I will say this: who held the bigger L, the Sky on Saturday, or the Leafs on Sunday?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that after the break. But let me close this part of the double take with this. You messed up, Angel Reese. You messed up big. And when the Fever come to the United Center, unless you have a response, it's going to be more of the same Indiana-sized ass whooping you got on Saturday.
BTA.
And you better talk to your teammates and tell them, look, they're out for blood. Because if you don't,
it's going to happen again.
You will get swept in the season series. And like last year, you won't even sniff the playoffs. That's Snowman's take. What's yours? We're going to stay here and say hi to Ryan McCarthy, Mr. McCarthy, the Hawkeye Hoops Heaven. Sick Diggy is here. Blake Hammock is here. Kenneth Clark is here. Oh man, all of our great rowdy friends. Arku is here. The Hambone, Blake Hammock is here. And now I have a second Snowman's take.
All right.
I want y'all here with me on this one because we'll get back to our discussion of Angel Reese and Catlin Clark in a little bit. Dear NFL, you're in trouble.
How?
Why? Because Brock Purdy is locked in and locked up for the next 5 years.
He got paid.
5 years,
heavily,
$265 million. And for those of you who understand NFL contracts like we do, that's a lot of it is backloaded. The big number you need to pay attention to is $180 million
guaranteed.
To mention something that Victor mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Deebo Samuel said 4 words, quote, "My brother, well deserved," close quote. Y'all hear it every day during the intro. Now I can say it even louder. And yes, this is the homeralert.exe. Thank you, Ryan McCoffey, for that. To all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters, shut the up. Because Brock Purdy is the quarterback for the 49ers. Brock Purdy got paid. And pretty soon so will Fred Warner. And oh, by the way, you know who else got paid from the 49ers and locking up their core?
Who?
The conspiracy tight end himself.
Oh,
George
the animal.
The Animal Kittle.
Oh, we talked about that one.
Yes, we did.
We talked about that one.
If y'all saw the shorts on the YouTube channel, Victor had fun with that one.
Conspiracy. Keeping that damn boogeyman on the Niners. The Niners gonna be something to see, though. The Niners gonna be something to watch this year. And they're healthy. And they're healthy.
Let's just hope they
got
stay
a
healthy.
healthy Christian. I know. Let's hope they stay healthy. The biggest piece has been taken care of now with Brock Purdy.
Yes.
Yep.
Another big piece has been taken care of on the offense with George Kittle.
Yes.
You know who got taken care of? You know, 2 offensive pieces that got taken care of last year that is going to prevent a cloud over them. Trent Williams and Christian.
Yeah, CMC was yep.
CMC was the big thing last year.
Yes, he was.
So was Trent Williams. Don't forget the offensive line.
Mm.
And watch this. The Niners are going to find that offensive line and put it together. They are going to come out smoking. Why? Because they have nothing else to think about now except football. Except how do we punish everyone that we're scheduled to play?
Yep.
How do we revert back to the 80s and 90s and not take what teams give us, but take what we want?
Basically,
now all
they got to worry about is week 1.
Yep.
Brock Purdy. I'm gonna say this about Brock Purdy, and people are not gonna like me for this, but I don't care. Give me this camera.
Gotcha.
Brock Purdy is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, period. Not because of the payday, but because of his performance and the circumstances they're in. He was thrown into the fire after Jimmy Garoppolo got injured. And at the time, Garoppolo was leading the 49ers to a pretty good season. Brock Purdy just took it over the top. And for those of you who don't and won't understand that, I offer you this case. Last year, Brock Purdy played 15 games. 15. He threw for 3,820 yards. So imagine if he played all 17. he could have been just the second quarterback in 49er history with back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons. And third quarterback overall with a 4,000-yard season. The other two are Jeff Garcia and, oh, by the way, some fellow named Steve Young.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting the pieces around Brock Purdy. They're going all in on Brock Purdy. And for all you YouTubers out there, and yes, I'm playfully calling y'all out too, that think the Niners overpaid for Brock Purdy, shut the up.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, Paul, are you kidding me? Yeah,
No.
they actually think that Brock Purdy got overpaid.
Mr. Harlan.
And sometimes I just think,
you know what? That makes me mad.
But I can't wait for week 1. And to borrow the legendary words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, when we go to Seattle and stomp a mud hole in their ass and walk it dry.
Oh, hell yeah!
That's no double take. What's yours? After the break, the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Troy, this is for you.
Push the go to a break. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
During that, SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and to the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green.
That's how I become a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
All right, I have a special request and also a message because over the course of the weekend, there were some people that came after me saying that I'm not about anything. Well, I'm about this. I need a favor, folks. I have put a target on my back of this fall returning to work, returning to full strength, and returning to doing Uber. For that to happen, though, I need some assistance. So if you go to this GoFundMe right here, gofund.me/snowman's road to recovery, it will do a lot and take a weight off of my back in terms of me helping my family. Any donation is great. It'll go toward car repairs. It'll go toward house bills. I've never been shy about why I put this together in the first place, and I'm not going to be shy now. So help a snowman and his family really recover from our fight against pancreatic cancer. You can do so right at this GoFundMe link right here. I'll mention it again at the end of the show. Tonight, baseball on the docket, and it might be part of a dual cast. The Houston Astros will take on the Tampa Bay Rays at 6:45 for the first pitch. We'll be up at 6:30 with our pregame show. Now, I couldn't find the video clip to accompany this, but I have a question for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
How?
This weekend was pure BTA. It was BTA from pillar to post, belt to ass.
Yeah, it was.
Belt to asses. How? Listen, I don't like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay?
You're talking to a Boston fan here. How do you think I feel about them?
I don't. Listen, the Toronto Maple Leafs once upon a time were in the Campbell Conference, and the Blackhawks used to beat them to shit every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Tell me how the hell you go on the road to Florida, win game 6 in South Florida with a chance to win game 7 at Scotiabank Arena, aka the new Maple Leaf Gardens, and you get a foot put in your ass, allowing 6 goals, none in the first period.
6.
Let me say that again. The Leafs tied a record for the largest playoff loss. ... At home. ... In. Give me this button here. The Leafs tied the record for the largest loss. ... At home. ... In a
Game 7.
which goes back to my question that started this. Dear Toronto Maple Leafs,
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
They took a
how?
bigger
Thank you,
deuce on the.
BGS, and thank you, BGS, for that clip. He sent me the. I'm trying to find the video clip of it, but I do have the sound.
Toronto took a bigger deuce on the ice than Randy Marsh's world record crap. I mean, come on, let's be real about it.
Listen,
You're welcome.
Toronto took a bigger deuce on the ice than Tuukka Rask did in 17 seconds in 2014.
Oh, wow.
I quit.
That was a flagrant foul.
Oh, I haven't begun to dish out the flagrant fouls yet.
But the thing is,
I haven't begun to dish out the flagrant fouls yet.
But
Personal foul.
6-1. 6-1.
That was ugly.
Toronto, are you not embarrassed?
That's uglier than LeBron James's jump shot. No, even better. No, I can't. I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I can. Yes,
You're going to anyway.
Oh yeah. And Victor's going to punch me.
There we go. Yeah, I knew it was coming. Get over with.
That was uglier than Dak Prescott in Week 5 2 years ago.
I knew it was coming. I thought you were going to say that looked uglier than the play at the end of the divisional round against the San Fran and Dallas, but
no, that's just goofy.
That is goofy.
What Toronto did, what happened to Toronto? And I was watching a podcast this morning on the way in called the Gluttons for Punishment podcast. A shout to those guys north of the border.
Mm-hmm.
They let loose. This is the year that the Toronto Maple Leafs should finally blow up the core.
Yeah.
Because it's been the same goddamn thing since 2018.
And it has not
7
worked
years.
since.
They have not gotten out of the first round in a long time. 7 years, that's the length of the Austin Matthews era, of misery. It's more miserable than the day LeBron signed with the Lakers.
That game was about as miserable as Tam.
No, and no.
That's what's pathetic is the show goes versus the Brahmas last time on Friday.
That thing is as miserable as the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That was as miserable as the show goes versus the Brahmins on Friday.
Post night. Oh my God. The Showboats and the Brahmas. That's as miserable as the UFL overtime period scenario. Period.
Ugh.
That's as bad. What Toronto went through, the ass whooping they took last night in front of their own fans, which had them litter the ice before the final horn even sounded.
Yes. Again, turning it to Cleveland in football season.
Listen, the last 2 times, and thank you, RC, for bringing this up. The last 2 times the Florida Panthers played the Toronto Maple Leafs at Scotiabank Arena, you know what the final score was? 6-1, both times.
You can't give up 12 goals in your house.
No.
Give me this.
You should
give me this button. This is the first time I've ever played this button on the show, but I'll play it here. Kevin.
God damn it. You can't make this shit up.
You can't make this up.
No, you can't.
And now the Florida Panthers will face the Carolina Hurricanes for the Wales Conference title, and I have the Panthers winning that in 6 games. No. Change that. It'll go the distance.
I know how Blake's going to say it. Somehow it's the Kings in that.
You have the 2 best teams in the Eastern Conference.
You do.
And the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers.
And the Panthers
should be. It's going to be a 7-game bloodbath.
It's going
to be a bloodbath.
Oh, absolutely.
But back
by
to
the way, Vic, you were right about something. Blake came out with Carter Verhaeghe. She ain't my baby. Suge Knight got ready. Games in 6.
No, I got the Panthers winning in 7. It goes the distance.
You
You have the two best teams. It could go either way. Okay, we're talking about two of the most superior teams in the NHL. One of them, the defending Stanley Cup champions.
And this is where Ryan countered that by saying, "Goalie Bob, pigs are slobs, and doors have knobs. Cats in 6."
Cats in 6.
God, this rhyming thing is going to get the best of us.
Yes, it is.
It's going to turn into a friggin' segment.
Thank you for giving me that idea.
Fuck.
Later in the week, like we did the beer baseball thing.
Oh no.
Me and my big mouth.
Say it right. Me and my big fat mouth.
Yeah, I can't get that.
Alberta
for
has
God's
oil,
sake, Ryan.
ribs required. Oh God. This is a segment coming up. And we'll do it for the Wales and Campbell Conference final. Oh my God. I love you, Ryan, for this. Alberta has oil. Ribs require foil. This series will require toil. Oilers in 7. I agree.
Oilers in 7.
Okay. I'm going to come up with one of these after the break. I need a few minutes. Freddie Anderson has been the best goalie in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I still say Cats in 7. And each one of these games will either be 2-0, 3-1,
or
3-2. It'll be low scoring.
You might even see a couple shootouts. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a
1-0
shootouts.
game that will decide the series. Vengeance for the Stars. Not going to happen. The Oilers are the sneakiest best team, and I said it at the top of the year, and people didn't believe me, to watch the Western Conference champions.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the defending Campbell Conference champions. I have the Oilers winning in 7, and I have the Panthers winning in 7. Oh, but back to Toronto.
How do you screw that up?
How do you screw that? One more time.
How do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
We're gonna work on our language, okay? Just trust me on this one. This is one where we had to get everything out. Matter of fact, I got a better one. Hey, Toronto Maple Leafs.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
One more time for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Chicago Stadium who hated the Maple Leafs.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
And dear,
I got to. Matter of fact, let me go a little further. It was quiet at the end of the first period, scoreless. Then 3 goals in the second delivered a. And the game was over.
Yep.
Everybody rest, come back out. Third period, it was more of a
Tiger uppercut,
which sent the fans home.
Florida said
the fans that were so excited.
Mm-hmm.
The same fans that were so excited about where's my button? About a
Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with the game.
The same. Look, when at the end of Game 6 in Florida, we immediately should have thought this about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
You asshole, you beat me to it. I was going to fucking play that. I had something lined up and you beat me to it. Some bitch.
Like, damn it, I had it. I was right there.
Listen, I saw it. Okay, I saw that. Oh, okay. All right, I Toronto, you messed up, and now you're going to be the butt of everybody's joke. Like you haven't stopped being that. but you also got to stop being a competitive team. Just like the Winnipeg Jets, who lost to the Dallas Stars in 6 games. You'll never be competitive. In Toronto, you'll never be competitive again. Ever.
Nope.
Winnipeg Jets. And I love Paul Edmonds. They're longtime play-by-play boys. I love Paul Edmonds. But to the Winnipeg Jets, you'll never be competitive again either. Toronto doesn't deserve a Stanley Cup. Winnipeg doesn't deserve a Stanley Cup. And who the hell would, I mean this kiddingly, who the hell would root for the Winnipeg Jets anyway to win the Stanley Cup? Besides 18,000 at the Canada Life Center, which is louder than hell. All right. Which is louder than hell. All right. Let me give credit where credit's due while I'm making jokes at the same time. It's loud in that place.
Yes, it is.
But everybody has been asking me this morning my prediction for the Western Conference Finals, which we will cover on this channel as part of a dual stream beginning Wednesday. Let's see. My prediction for the Western Conference Finals. Considering the fact that the 2 best teams in terms of hockey, screw the records, are playing in the Western Conference Finals, let me think of it this way. And I love what McCarthy said, but I'm going to do my own little rhyme here to set this up. 50-11. No, I can't think of it right now because I'm going to laugh. I'll have to come up with it and I'll do it after the break. But straight up, my prediction: Oilers in 7. It goes the distance. It goes the distance. Oh, but to the Toronto Maple Leafs going forward.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
Matter of fact, I can describe the Toronto Maple Leafs this way.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Really?
Because you're beating a dead horse.
Really?
Every time. Blake Hammock says Carolina deserves one because we have been through the ringer since 2006. Well, my friend, I love you dearly, but tough shit. You got to win it on the ice, and I don't see it happening. I have the Panthers winning in 7.
Tony Nese, Angel Reese, Chicken and Grease, Oilers in 7.
There you go. Thank you.
Tony Nese, you had to dig that name out?
Yup.
Mother. Wow. I ain't heard that one in a dog's
I haven't heard that in a while either. Tuukka Rask, Wanaki Trask, in the sun we shall bask. Oilers in 7.
Oh,
there you go. And I dug a name out of the past for Victor. All right, let's take our halftime break. When we come back,
y'all just keep punching me.
Oh, we haven't begun to punch you yet.
Then what the hell's this been?
This.
Go to break.
Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
During that, SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason. Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
Finally found a place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes
Thank you.
Study, please. I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts. Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I know we're well into hour two.
Cartoon, Ed Boon,
a punch.
Cartoon, Ed Boon, Warren Moon, Oilers in 7.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Finish the story. No Game 7 purgatory. Thanks for your career, Marc-Andre Fleury. Canes in 6.
Okay. Well, here we go. Before we go any further, this portion is brought to you by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. No matter what team colors you bleed or what team you recently seed. And I know I pronounced that incorrectly. I did it with a purpose. Gear up with Fanatics, officially licensed everything. All right. Dr. K makes my day in every way. Panthers in 5.
Panthers in 5.
I'm totally kidding. I got it's gonna be a
that was a good
both
one.
of these conference finals are gonna be terrific series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Blake.
Oh no.
I'm gonna piss him off and repeat his words, but with a different ending. Darnell Nurse, he carries a purse. This series will hurt. Oilers in 5.
I wear many hats.
I totally don't expect it to only go 5 games. Okay.
Right.
I wear many hats. I'm a fan of the Pats. Screw the Cats. Give me the Oilers in 6.
And I remember on Friday when the Maple Leafs won, Blake did say that he was gonna he rage bait a droid. Well,
This is
The
gonna
Cats
be
ain't play
revenge.
on Sunday.
This is gonna be revenge.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna turn into a friggin' segment now.
Sick Diggy. Even Sick Diggy's getting that other fun. Oh no. For me, it's Doritos over Cheetos. This NHL is on the verge of finito, and you'll catch me wearing Speedo. Both the Oilers and Hurricanes in 7. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
So I gotta ask, dog. I know this is gonna be a
one
kind of
more
sore
one more.
topic. Oh,
One more. Pissed off, turned off.
Playoffs.
Oilers and Panthers in 7.
I mean to ask this. I know it's a sore topic for you, dog.
Oh no!
What?
Is the father okay?
No, I'll answer. Give me this button. You don't have to say anything. Give me this goddamn button right now. Here's your answer.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Oh, my child. We have been mourning over here in the church in New England. Even though the Red Sox are barely under 500, we just haven't had a whole lot of success this year.
Now that's some bullshit.
Reach in my backside, son!
That must mean that the father and the Right Reverend Deacon Pastor Bishop Aloysius Jenkins III have made some form of peace.
Oh, we have.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
AB Media directed me to that one. So
Oh my
you,
God.
AB.
Oh God.
I'm pulling all the stops today.
Oh, all right. So
all right, let me be serious here for a moment. Gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. There are a lot of men that go through depression, anxiety, don't know what to do, trying to get back on their feet. And they've also been told for many, many years to keep their emotions down. I am here to tell you none of that fits. So with that thought in mind and using my experiences, I am becoming a men's mental health coach.
Nice.
Need more information?
Nice.
Drop me an email at snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com.
Okay.
No!
I have to bring this up.
Yes.
So over the weekend, Snowman and I have been having many spirited conversations.
Shut up.
When it comes to this year's NFL schedule.
You mean besides the fact that the Niners have it about as easy as anybody else?
Bruh.
Yeah. Legit. Bruh.
I said that there's definitely some sort of trolling going on.
This is like someone decided to hit the button on Madden and say randomize.
I have a question, but I better not ask it.
Go ahead.
Ask it anyway. We know you.
Go ahead and ask it.
First, the station break for those of you in New York.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
And thanks to those folks joining us. We don't have an easy schedule.
Oh shit!
You know what? We're about to find this out right now.
I'll do this myself. I'll do this one myself. We don't have an easy schedule. BGS, please say it for me.
Now that's some bull.
We're about to find this out right now. Okay.
All right, everybody pull up their team schedules. Oh
Okay.
dear Lord, what am I doing?
And you got to pull up too.
What the hell are you doing?
We did this on Friday. We went through basically everybody's team schedule.
Yes, we did. And we did what we didn't do are some schedule predictions.
We did not.
Jesus.
We did a couple.
No, not for we didn't do for the whole season though. So what we're gonna do right here is we're going to pull up our team schedules. I have the Niners up right here. Oh, I got to pull two of them up. Duh.
I told you got to pull two of them.
I got to pull two of them up. So we're going to pull our teams up, in which I'm doing twice over.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to give some score predictions like we did last year.
Oh, God.
We're not going to do full record predictions yet. Okay. Now keep in mind, folks, it's May and not August.
Right.
Okay.
We're saving the full prediction for when we
This is
actually
just for
need to do
fun's
it.
sake. This is just for fun's sake.
All right. We'll start with the Colts.
Okay.
Yes, I'm starting with my wife's Indianapolis Colts.
Yes, indeed.
And this is going to be a busy year, folks.
Oh, yes.
Week 1, they host Miami. They beat them 73-0. Week 2, they host Denver. We beat them 73-0. Week 3, they travel to Tennessee. They beat their asses 145 to -6.
Oh my God.
-6?
How does that happen?
They get a touchdown and 2 penalties, take it off the board and put them in the negative.
But
Do
you
I-
can't.
That
hell are you talking about?
that simply cannot happen. EF5 hit Pelvna, Kansas last night. And for a serious standpoint, we hope that everyone in Pelvna, Kansas is okay.
Yeah.
That's why we're giving you all the laughter that we can so we can keep y'all in good spirits. Week 4, they travel to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Colts in overtime, 23-20.
I could see
Week
that.
5, they host the Raiders and beat their asses 55-0.
They hang a 55 piece on them.
A 50 burger for the Raiders.
Week 6, they host the Arizona Cardinals and they hang a 60 burger on them.
Oh my God.
Call of Booty's too busy playing Call of Duty.
Yep.
Man, fuck Kyler Murray. Week 7, we go back to Los Angeles and take on the Chargers. And the Chargers eat that one out 58-55.
Damn.
Week 8, we host Tennessee. And we hang a century on them.
A century.
Right.
Week 9, we go to Heinz Field and face the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With
at
probably
1
Aaron.
o'clock.
Well, yeah, I was about to say probably with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
With the $25
And we-
roll of quarters in their own ass.
And we hang 50 rolls of quarters and shove them up all their asses. We give them a 50 burger. Week 10, we go across the pond, which means Jody's waking me up at 7 o'clock in the morning for a
Yes,
9:30
she
kickoff.
is.
And we beat the hell out of Michael Penix 63-0. Week 11, we rest. Week 12, Jesus Christ, what a troll job. We go to Kansas City.
Oh boy.
And they put a belt to our ass. That is all. Week 13, we host Houston and finally get even with the Strouds 30-27. Week 14, Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we finally break that streak 35-28.
Break the curse is over.
But the curse is over. Week 15, we go see Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks and hang 200 on them.
Roll over the scoreboard twice.
Week 16, right before Christmas.
255, like the Madden score.
Week 16, Monday Night Football. 3 days before Christmas, I get 2 early Christmas presents.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts, who would have won their division, play the 49ers, who would have won their division, and it's at Lucas Oil Stadium, and I get my beautiful wife on camera with me.
Oh, that's going to be a fun game.
Yes, it is.
SF 100, Indy 99 on a walk-off.
Walk-off field goal for the win.
And that's in regulation. This will not require overtime.
Oh, you're full of shit. That's going to be an OT game.
This will not require overtime. The Niners and Greg Joseph will walk off Indianapolis on the road 100-99.
In regulation.
And I'm saying that here because my beauty is not here with me. And I'm totally breaking rule 5 of the house.
Right.
But
that's
always
Indianapolis.
It always is Indianapolis. But that's going to be a fun game, though.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to Daniel. I'm suspecting Daniel Jones will be the starting quarterback by then.
Probably.
But that's going to be a fun one. Week 17, no COVID. We host Jacksonville and put a foot in their ass, 53-8. And to wrap it up, just to make sure Houston does not get the division title, we go to Houston and put a foot in Stroud's ass. I love CJ Stroud, but the Colts defense is angry, and they're going to get even. That's my prediction for the Colts.
Oh, brother.
What a mercy.
Okay. You're up next, dog.
Here we go.
Do I have to?
Yes.
The New England Patriots.
The New England Patriots.
Week 1, we open up the season against them Raiders.
And you hang 40 on the ass.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yes.
Week 2, we traveled down to the 305 in Miami to visit Tua and the Dolphins, and
you shut them out.
We end up taking Tua out for the season.
You beat Tua's ass, you put him on the bench for the year, and you hang another 40 burger on him.
Week 3 at home versus Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Tie.
No. We walked that one off in a battle that goes into overtime.
Bullshit. That's a tie.
That ain't gonna be no damn tie.
That's a tie. Next.
Week 4, the day after my birthday, they are at home versus the Panthers, and we hang 70 on them and say, screw you.
Scores tie.
No, we hang 70 on them and say, go screw off back to Carolina. Week 5 on the road to Buffalo, and we get 3D'd by everybody there.
You get 3D'd, F5'd, and Stone Cold stunned.
Through the tables, and that's going to be the Sunday night game of the week. So,
your ass is in the booth with me for that.
Oh, shit. You're going to make me suffer week 5. Thanks.
You goddamn right I am.
God damn it. Week 6 on the road to New Orleans.
12-9.
Nah, I say we end up we'll walk that one off, but 28-24.
Next one.
On the road to Tennessee, week 7, Vrabel's return.
Tie.
No, we beat Tennessee.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
Week 8 at home versus Deshaun and the Browns.
155-3. No,
Yeah,
check that.
probably
155 to -10.
To -10.
God's sake.
You take a field goal off the board with 2 penalties, and you take a touchdown off the board with 2 penalties.
Week 9, we're home versus Penix and them damn birds.
28-1.
Wolf.
They get a single. Right as time expires.
Week 10, we're on the road to Tampa.
28-28.
I say Tampa beats us, but it's going to be like 28-25 or something like that.
I'll say 31-27. 31-27.
Week 11, Prime Video's got the coverage because we're at home versus them damn Jets.
Who cares? Next.
There's your anarchy game.
Wait.
We did pick that as an anarchy game too.
We did.
Yeah, it's this.
Oops.
I had that. Damn
Do
it.
it again. Do it again.
Week 12, we're on the road to Cincinnati, and for crying out loud. Cincinnati will end up beating us
44-6.
Week 13, as we go into December, we're hosting the New York Giants on Monday night.
Jackson Dart gets 500.
Wouldn't surprise me any. Week 14, we take it easy because the last 4 games are absolute shit shows. We host Buffalo.
Josh Allen gets 450.
We get wrecked in that one.
Yep.
We're on the road to Baltimore.
Derrick Henry gets 350.
We get wrecked in that one. We're on the road to the Jets.
Nobody wins. They play 3 quarters and then they cancel the last period.
And then the flex game, depending on how things go, is at home versus Miami.
They cancel that one. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Pretty much.
Oh,
pretty much.
And
I think
it's on.
it's on Vic. Then we
everybody gets to come laugh at me. All right, and this is what I mean by troll job. Week 1, week freaking 1. We go to Philly to face the Eagles.
125 to -8.
I would say probably like 56-35.
50.
You're just hoping for 35 points.
I'm hoping for 35 points at least.
That shit's not going to happen. What are you talking about?
Probably not. I mean, I hope at that point we'll have a really good set between Pickens and Lamb. Next week 2, we take on the Giants. We should beat the Giants.
Dude,
Jackson Dart gets 350.
Dude, 2 divisional games to open up. Woof.
Yep.
Yeah, big time.
I say 28-7. We take the Giants. Jackson Dart's not going to have the same rookie year as Jaden Daniels.
It'll be up there though. Next one.
It won't. Next one, week 3, we go to take on the Chicago Bears.
That game ends in a tie at -8 apiece.
-8 apiece.
-8 apiece. Damn it!
No.
Is it in Soldier Field?
It is in Soldier Field.
Okay, -14 apiece. Next one.
38-3. We should win.
Hell no! Give me this button. I know. Okay, we're gonna have to race through this because we have we got Jay waiting. We got Jay waiting for us.
Okay,
keep going quick.
Next we got Green Bay, which we'll probably lose that one. Then we got to take on the Jets in week 5.
Scoreless
tie.
That's a game no one gives 2 craps about.
Then we go to Carolina. We should put foot in their ass again.
Stop it. Get some help.
Shut up. Then we take on Washington at home.
Hail to the Redskins. Next one.
And that's going to be a loss for us. We should beat the crap out of the Denver Broncos in week 8.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't need help. I need a beer.
He need a beer.
Monday night, we take on Arizona, and we should beat Call of Duty Murray.
Tie.
No. That wouldn't help you either.
Yes, it would help us big time.
No, it would help you if we beat the Cards.
It'll help us if you time too, because we already know we're gonna kick their asses twice.
No.
Next one.
Next week to bye.
You lose.
We come back. Yeah, like how the Pats lose on bye weeks too. Then we take on the Raiders. And we should win that one. The next 3 weeks are full of things that piss me off.
Oh, no. Here it comes.
Week 12, we host the Eagles.
Rip.
Week 13, we host the Kansas City Chiefs.
It'll be the second 200-point game in history.
Yeah. We're gonna have our belt. We're gonna be
because the Niners will have the first one.
We're gonna get our ass whooped on that one, and then we get our ass whooped again by the Detroit Lions.
You for real?
We close out the season with the Vikings, then the Chargers, then the Washington Commanders again, and the flex game would be against the Giants. But we probably won't need it because we'll probably be dead by then.
You're screwed. Yeah, you're totally screwed.
All right, here we go. Out to the Bay.
Let's go.
Week 1, we go to Seattle, beat their asses, 155-0.
No.
Week 2, we go to New Orleans, beat them, beat up Arizona in week 3, and that is our home opener. Week 4, we host Travis Hunter, knock him cold. Week 5, we got to fight with the Los Angeles Rams, and that's a Thursday. We got to fight. It's 8:15 on Prime Video, and you know I'm covering that one. And that's a walk-off. The Rams are nothing to play with. That'll be a walk-off. Week 6, we go to Tampa. We walk off on them. Week 7, we host Atlanta. Hang 200 on them. Week 8, we go to Houston. And Houston gives us a lot of shit. Stroud gets 400. Purdy gets 400. And we'll walk off again. Week 9, we put Jackson Dart in the dirt for a week. Week 10, the Rams just may upset us at the new Candlestick. I'll leave that one up in the air. We go to Arizona. Do I need to say anything? Week 12, Thanksgiving week, we host Carolina.
Layup.
I should. That's a dunk. I shouldn't even do that. I shouldn't even do that game.
I
shouldn't even do that. I shouldn't even do that game, but I'm going to do it anyway. Week 13, we give Deshaun Watson a bad ending. We rest on week 14. Week 15, we get to terrorize Cam Ward. You know, I already talked about week 16 in Indianapolis, Indiana, which could go either way, and a possible Super Bowl matchup. Yes, I'm calling it now. Week 17, we see the Chicago Bears. And then we wrap it up flex weekend with Seattle. Get Jay in here, please, before I start laughing.
From North Carolina.
The Spivey Notes are on the hot bike with Jay Spivey. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
Mr. Spivey, how you doing?
Okay, Jay. We're going to give you the floor because we talked about it to lead off the show with Angel Reese trying to stand up to Catlin Clark, and it didn't work.
We're
going to give you the floor on this one.
Well, you know, guys, I'm generally in favor of Catlin Clark on pretty much everything she does, and I'm going to be honest with you. I think she was trying to send a message to Reese, Angel, but she wasn't trying to be like vicious with it. She was just sending her a message.
Right.
Totally different than last year when Angel hit her upside the head and knocked her down on the floor. That's just different.
Yes.
But for Catlin Clark to say, oh, it was just a basketball player. No, it wasn't.
It was not.
No, but Angel Reese went way off the hook for no reason.
Oh,
it was not that hard of a foul.
No, it was a common foul.
All she did was not. She just kind of slapped her on the arm. She just chopped down on her arm. I mean, I'm sure it hurt, but it's not like a vicious hit.
And she was making a play on the ball.
Right.
She was making a play on the ball.
People haven't seen that or haven't said a word that I've seen. Right before that, if you look, Catlin Clark points at the referee and says the Angel elbowed her.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Which she did.
Nobody said any of that. Which she actually did elbow her.
She did.
So she comes back and then chops down her arm.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I found interesting about that, Mr. Spivey, is the fact that usually after a call like that, you would think that that the Sky would have had like that fire lit under them, a fire in their belly, and they came out even flatter than they did to start the game.
Well, it's obvious whether it be her or the team. Catlin Clark's just in her head. Gotta let that go.
Heavily in her head.
And she won't. She's living rent free in her head, and she won't let that go. She wants to be Catlin Clark. She wants to be Catlin Clark on the professional level so bad.
It's not even close.
Nope.
No,
it's not.
And for all those Angel Reese lovers out there, it's not even close.
It won't
ever. That's why it's very hard to even consider this a rivalry, because usually for a rivalry, both sides got to be on par. You don't see Angel Reese being on par with Catlin at all.
I mean, other than Angel beat her once at LSU, is that right?
Yes.
Other than that game, Catlin's better number.
It's ridiculous that people even remotely consider this a rivalry.
Well, I kind of go back. To me, this is similar to back in the 70s and 80s with Magic and Bird. Neither Magic nor Bird let either one of them get in their heads.
Right.
Exactly.
It was a good, friendly rivalry, and they're still friends to this day.
Best friends. The folks from the Strikeout Beer podcast joining us here this morning. Good morning to you guys down in Texas. Jay Spivey here with us on the program, as he is every Monday, talking about the quote-unquote rivalry of Angel Reese and Catlin Clark, which isn't.
And I asked this question before, and I'll ask you this as well, Mr. Spivey. Do you think at some point Angel's got to pick a lane? Because she wants to be the pretty, the very pretty basketball player, the fashion mogul. And
well, she should have been honest in the press conference Saturday.
Right.
Talking about, it was a basketball play. She didn't believe that for a second.
Nope. Because if she believed it was a basketball play, she wouldn't have reacted the way that she did.
She wouldn't have got mad.
Yeah, she wouldn't have politics for the foul.
You know what it seemed like to me? You ever see, and baseball guys, you all are into baseball. It seems like, how a manager gets ejected from a game.
Yeah.
Like that whole routine, that whole performance seemed like she was trying to get everyone else riled up, like how you would if you're a manager at a baseball game. When you get ejected, you ramp it up so that your team gets ramped up. It's like, yo, he's fighting for us, let's fight for him.
Right.
No one fought for Angel.
Like I said earlier, it was like Angel Reese dropped the gloves and it didn't do the job that she was hoping it would do.
And the other thing is, it's been a year plus.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people thought that they were pretty even in terms of the draft last year, which was ridiculous in itself. But get better. There's still a lot of deficiencies in Angel Reese's game.
Footwork, free throws.
Footwork is number one, 100%.
Mid-range jump shot.
Jay and I have talked about this so many times over that Angel Reese's footwork is very lacking, and it was lacking at lacking at LSU. But difference is she had a coach that made her play correctly, and she had teammates she could depend on. She didn't have that right now.
Right. Was it just me, or did you guys also? I know Snowman, you saw it. Did it seem like at some points Angel just looked lost? Like she did not know where to stand. She didn't know where.
That's again, she's in her head.
But it's like, is that a coaching thing? Is like, did they just not know the plays?
That's a reason.
Because usually, even if you're, you know the plays. If you don't know the plays, you know where you're supposed to be. You know who your assignment is. Who you're supposed to be guarding.
Yeah.
And Caitlin thoroughly outplayed her Saturday.
Yeah, she did.
And the thing is, we talked about this during the post game. At the top of the game, Catlin Clark wasn't having a good game, even though her teammates picked her. Even though her teammates picked her up, everybody wanted to see Catlin Clark hit a few deep threes in a row, not just the one that she hit toward the end of the first quarter. And I'll repeat a statement, and I'll cede the floor to Jay. When Angel Reese got angry because of that supposed flagrant foul, they gave the Indiana Fever a reason to care. Even though they were up double digits at the time, Chicago was about to make a charge. Thank you, Courtney Vandersloot, and got him back in the game. Rachel Allen got them back in the game as well with her sharpshooting. But after that foul, they gave the Fever a reason to care and a reason to blow them out.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, the Fever are much better than they were last year in terms of the
Much.
talent they have.
Oh
I
my
mean, this
gosh,
team is
yes.
far better than they were last year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They are much better than
And
they
I've
were.
still seen people, even to this, I just saw it a little while ago on social media. Not that I'm out there trolling here, but I did see it. There's a lot of people who still think Catlin Clark can't play and think Angel's better than she is. Are they watching the same games?
I don't know
I
how.
saw that.
I don't know how you would say that with a straight face if you've watched
I don't
any
know
of the
why.
games.
I don't know why you would say that with a straight face.
You know
Folks,
why, Snowman. We've talked about this before.
RACE.
Absolutely.
RACE. It's the only reason I could think of. RACE. And no one
If
wants
Catlin
to.
Clark were black, this would not even be an issue.
Nope. They would call it a friendly competition. They would call
They
it.
would be friends, probably.
Probably, but they're certainly not now.
Well, not now.
They're certainly not now. And what is also getting in Angel Reese's head, and Jay, we've talked about this. Catlin Clark just wants to play basketball.
Absolutely. Now,
And
you
that's-
know, we're going to have the same issue in the fall, assuming he can play.
Mhm.
If Cooper Flag is as good as advertised, we're going to have the same issue in the NBA.
Yep.
And what did I say earlier? At some point, it seems like she's going to have to pick a lane. She can't. It seems like she does not have the political capacity to be the fashionista on one side and the basketball player on the other.
Right.
Yep.
It seems like she
Absolutely
can't do
right.
both.
She
so it's
can't.
like at some point she's got to pick a lane, and either you're going to be the basketball player or you're going to be the fashionista. You can't.
Well,
do
I
both
don't
of them.
begrudge anybody their money or
I don't either.
No.
or their endorsement. I mean, Catlin Clark's got all kinds of endorsements, but she's gotten better.
But she knows where her bread is buttered. She knows that she's a basketball player, and the other stuff can come in later.
No, I mean, I don't know what Angel did in the offseason, but I guarantee you Catlin worked her rear end off over the offseason.
No, she
I know she did. She just didn't publicize it like Angel Reese did in that Unrivaled League, which still could use a few more minutes in the oven.
Yeah, Angel
That
played in the-
Unrivaled League can
Oh, yeah.
use a few more hours in the oven.
Yeah, and a higher temperature too.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I'm sure we'll probably find out today. But I bet the ratings for that Saturday were off the chart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know they were. I know.
And what
they
do you
were.
think? What else? What do you think they made that the main game Saturday in the opening game of the weekend?
And why do you think the next two are in the United Center and not at Wintrust Arena?
Well, I mean,
the next two are in the next two, June 7th and July 27th. They're both in the United Center.
Where almost all their games are at bigger arenas. All the Fever's games are at bigger arenas. You can't say that for Angel.
Matter of fact, they didn't even make the move or think about making the move to bigger arenas for Angel Reese, because Angel Reese is not Catlin Clark, period, in terms of a basketball player, in terms of a personality, in terms of everything.
And I mentioned this last week. I know everybody's whining that they're on 41 out of 44 times on national TV, but my argument is they should be on 44 times out of 44 times.
That's my argument. That's
this
my
is all
argument.
about eyeballs.
And the three games that are not on television,
One
they're
of
going to
them's
be here.
tomorrow. One of them's tomorrow.
Then in that case, except for the 17,000 that'll be at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, I'm going to get the rest of them to tune into my play-by-play call, because I'm going to have the call right here.
By the way, the game drew 2.23 million views Saturday.
There you go.
And that's a 3 o'clock. And that's a 3 o'clock game.
That's a 3 o'clock game.
That's a 3 o'clock game. Imagine if it was in prime time hours.
NBA, are you listening to this? NHL, are you listening to this? We're playing night
Major League
games
Baseball,
on
are you
Sunday
listening to
on
this?
Game 7. You know, it's funny. You just mentioned that with the ratings. I just happened to see there was a highlight of when the Bulls played the Lakers in '91 in the finals, and they played on a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
You would never see that now.
No,
but there's the Bulls and Lakers we're talking about, and they play on Sunday. Why not play on a Sunday afternoon in the summer?
It was game 1, 91 NBA Finals, game
That's
1
100%
at Apollo
correct.
Stadium.
I was listening to an 86 game, I think it was, Bulls Celtics. And that was a Sunday afternoon game because they were talking about the fourth round of the Masters.
Afternoon all the time.
April 20th, 1986.
Yeah, they were talking about the fourth round of the Masters because the game was on CBS.
with Dick Stockton and Tom Heinsohn on the call.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll repeat what Jay said just a moment ago. NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball. Are you listening to this?
Yeah.
Are you hearing the numbers that we're spewing out here?
When was the last time there was a World Series game in the middle of the afternoon?
It's been a minute.
It's a while.
It's not since the 90s.
I think it's the 80s.
Live
Really
research.
You know what? I think it was 1989. I will go back. I will say the last World Series game in the afternoon was in the 80s.
And
I know
it goes
the
back to what I
last
said
LCS
before.
game, the last LCS game that was in the afternoon was in the 80s. And that was
1987. 87
for the World Series.
Okay.
World Series game
Cardinals?
6. Cardinals
Twins.
It's something I
There
said
you go.
before about how games in the afternoon can actually help you out, because why not have a game? Shoot, there were times where my dad, my aunt, and myself, we'd watch NBA playoff games, particularly finals games, in the afternoon, like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Yep. Absolutely.
There's just too much to go against in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So why not play in the afternoon?
Let's go back a year. I mean, Dog mentioned 87 being the last World Series game in the afternoon. Let's go back a year. 86 NLCS between the Mets and the Astros was at noon.
Yes. That was a day game. Yes, you're 100% right. Yep.
Right after that, what popped on? College football.
Yep.
Perfect setup.
Yeah, you have the noontime game, and then you have the star-making 3:30 game for college football.
Yep.
And you don't have to pick and choose what game you watch. You can watch both of them, and you'll still be able to get enough rest or something for the day for the work day after. Let's say it's
my argument is more for the weekends. Like yesterday, Wallace Game 7 in NHL. It's 7:30 or 8 or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And NBA at least played in the afternoon yesterday, but still, why in the world's NHL even trying? I mean, a night game with Toronto and Florida,
in which Toronto got skunked.
and as I stated last week on this particular show, I live in North Carolina, and of course I'll be rooting for the Hurricanes. But nobody's gonna watch either one of these series.
No, we talked about that in depth last week.
Yeah, we did.
Who's gonna watch Carolina and Florida play?
Except for the true hockey fans, nobody.
Nobody's gonna watch it.
I know Blake and Droid will, but that's about it.
I know I'm going to take a peek at them because
I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Right. We're talking about
the casual late season.
The casual fan doesn't care.
They don't care. Are they going to watch Dallas and Edmonton? No.
Hell no.
Unless you're a real hockey fan and are diehard and true to the game, the casual fan, as Jay said just a moment ago, will not watch.
Well, casual fans don't watch hockey anyway.
If the Knicks don't win, the NBA ratings will be lower than low.
The casual fans don't watch hockey anyway, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, the casual fans and the fans of the teams outside of these four aren't watching the games.
The casual fan only really watch football and basketball. They barely watch baseball, and they don't watch hockey at all.
And barely being the operative word. I will say this. I've run into a lot of Pacer fans here in the area because I live in Southern Indiana. I run into a lot of Pacer fans here, and they are ultra excited about this series, which highlights Jay's point. Yep, which highlights Jay's point about the casual basketball fan. Because I've run into fans here that will sport the gear, but know nothing about the team or the game.
Not only that, they don't care to know. They don't care to find out.
Thank you. Facts.
They're just watching it to watch something.
If it isn't their favorite player or a player they know, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, you know who.
Oh, don't make me say it.
Or Harden or Embiid or Luka or
who's gonna watch the Western Finals?
Right.
Nobody.
Not I, says me.
Right.
I don't have a horse in the race. Which is
don't
why
get me wrong here. I mean, I understand they had to do it, but it makes no sense to me that Minnesota's in the West.
I ain't got a
makes
dog
no
in this
sense
pony
that
show.
Memphis is in the West, New Orleans is in the West. Makes no sense.
Oh,
yeah. I got no dog. I got no dog in this pony show. I'm not watching.
I got no dog in this fight either.
Well, the ratings are going to be awful. If the Knicks don't win, the NBA is screwed.
Yep. And David Stern's going to flip over in his grave for that.
Pretty much.
Well, they already had the
draft lottery.
They already had the lottery rig last week.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was.
Oh yeah. Now now by a show of hands, and we'll close here. Who doesn't think the lottery was rigged? That's right. Every member of the class has their hand down.
It's been rigged for years.
It's been rigged since they started it in 1985.
They had almost no chance of winning, and after all the drama they've gone through the last 3 or 4 months, they somehow win the lottery.
Especially after
one of, if not the worst trade in NBA history.
Yeah, exactly. That monumental moronic trade.
Having this happen.
The worst trade in NBA history, and yet they get rewarded.
Teams.
And he gets to save his job.
Yep. We'll put a stop on it there. Jay Spivey joining us here on the program as he does every single Monday. This version of Hot Mic with Jay's Spivey Notes is presented by Invader Coffee. Thanks a lot, Jay. We appreciate you, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
I think one of our subjects tomorrow is going to be timing of playoff games. And I am certainly going to date myself with some of the games I used to watch. And I mentioned the Mets and the Astros from 86. That starts at noon. I'm thinking Central Time. Starts at noon, 3 o'clock. You got college football for the rest of the day. And our day is done. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are. And we hope y'all are too. God bless you. So long, everybody. Tomorrow, we'll talk timing of playoff games, more from the Angel Reese situation, and we'll preview the East and the West finals in the NBA. And James Harden, you a bitch.
Joel Embiid, you a bitch.